Spirit Radio, and I am here today with Mac Powell. Mac, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. I don't know if these great people who are watching understand we're sitting in a cabana by the pool in Orlando. Was I not supposed to say that?
No,
you're give that away.
It was a secret, but yes,
that's why I've got the not the Hawaiian shirt, but like the beachy shirt on.
Yeah, and why I've got the healthy glow going on. It's
absolutely
the moisture in the air here in Florida. But Mac, we are here at day one of the CMB convention, and you've brought your lovely wife Amy.
Yeah.
And I love, as I've looked over your Instagram, I see how important your marriage is to you. And so when you are touring or you're doing things like this, does Amy get to come with you?
She does.
Often?
Yeah, she doesn't very often. So it's a treat to have her, for me to be able to have her here, her to see kind of some of the behind the scenes. Of course, she has through the years, but to meet some people, especially the artists, friends that I go on tour with that maybe sometimes she doesn't get to meet, but she knows who they are from hearing them on the radio. So yeah, it's fun to have her, and a lot of times, very, very few times, I'll be able to bring my kids out on the road. Now, my oldest she plays bass for me. Scout is
so
my bass
awesome.
player. Her husband, she got married a year and a half ago, is my drummer. So I get to have a little bit of family out on the road now.
That is so, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. I brought my husband with me this weekend
Hey,
for that
great.
very thing.
That's awesome.
So how can you give us just a tip on how you guys keep your marriage strong when you do have to be apart?
Yeah, well, for me, a big part of it, and myself and the guys in Third Day learned years ago that when we're home, we're home. So you don't really spend a lot of time doing stuff with friends when you're home. You spend that time with your family. Yeah, someone asked me the other day, hey, where do you go have coffee when you have coffee with people? I'm like, I really don't. When I'm at home, I am with the family. I'm spending time with them. So it's, make the most of the time that you have, because I am gone a lot, but also have the great privilege of being home in longer seasons than most people. So yeah, there may be a time where I'm gone 4 days a week for 2 months, but also sometimes can be home for a month. So you try to make the best of those times.
And you mentioned your daughter, but Mac, as you have become a father and you've gone through years of fatherhood, is there anything that you've learned about the character of God in being a father?
Well, it's definitely, I remember before I was a father, people talking about when you have children, it gives you a little bit more perspective of God's unconditional love for us. And that's definitely true. And that doesn't stop. I mean, I have older kids, and our youngest kids are 14 and 15 now. And so we range from 24 to 21 to 20 and 15 and 14. And that thing that you learn as a new parent, that doesn't really change. That always, and in fact, it increases because you go through these seasons that are hard seasons of them in school and all these different things that they go through as far as the emotions of being a person and growing. And you go through that season with them, and you just learn more and more, as frustrated as you can be as a parent, and also in love with your children as you can be, and everything in between. That there's this unconditional love that no matter what they do, it's your love for them is not going to change.
All right, now it's time for the serious questions.
Uh-oh.
If you were gifted season tickets, and
Yes.
you had to choose between Atlanta
Yeah.
and you had to choose between Alabama football tickets,
Ooh.
what would you choose? You could only choose one,
Yes.
and you're stuck with that for the rest of your life.
Wow. You dug deep to find my sports love. Well, if it's Atlanta baseball,
Yes, baseball.
I would say, or Alabama football. That's a really tough one. I'm going to say baseball because there's 162 games, which that means whatever the math is, 80 something games home.
Yeah.
With football, you only have 6 home games.
Oh.
So
Quantity.
Quantity.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the baseball, even though my love for Alabama football is a little bit greater than my love for Atlanta Braves baseball. There's a lot more baseball games to go to, so I'd say that.
Okay. And then finally, you have a new album coming out, Matt. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, in fact, today, as soon as I'm done with this interview with you, I'm headed over to have breakfast with my A&R guys. So if you don't know the term A&R, that's an old school record label term. It stands for artist and repertoire. which is a fancy
I did not
way
know
of
that.
saying the guy who works at the label, who helps you connect with the writers, gets you connected with producers, and then once all the songs are done, you look over the songs and go, all right, which ones should make the record? And so kind of helps to steer that decision process. And so we're going right now to have breakfast to decide what songs are going to be on the record. So I'm so excited, and terrified at the same time.
Well, good luck, because that is exciting. And yeah, because you have to cut some songs.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all really like,
yeah, you know,
get attached to them.
you do get attached because, you know, you work on these songs and you wouldn't really take them to that finishing step if you didn't like them as you're going along. So it's gonna be hard to narrow those down. I've got about 19 songs. 6 are picked from the 19 that I know are going to go on the record, and so we got to come up with another 5 or 6 that we're picking out of 13 songs. So it's like cutting it in half almost. So it's exciting.
Yeah, well, we'll be praying for you, Mac. And
thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. And so
pleasure.
we're going to be looking for your new album and excited for when it comes out.
Thank you so much. I have to say, I've done a bunch of interviews this week. This is by far the best atmosphere. So thank you for this.
Yay. Well, we're so glad. Thank you.
Yeah.